South seized 5 cartons of tramadol in the early hours of Sunday, 17th of March at Geluhun checkpoint on the Liberia-Jendema Highway. Yaya Jallo of Devil Road, Freetown, was apprehended. Police at the checkpoint disclosed that the arrest followed a meticulous search underscoring the importance of such security measures. The Transactional Organized Crime Unit, TOCO, is actively investigating the drug's origin and pursuing other suspects involved in the illicit trade. Meanwhile, Jallo is currently detained and will face charges related to drug trafficking. Authorities urge the public to report any suspicious drug-related activities to aid in the fight against substance abuse. And next on news, our Vice President Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo pledged to Sierra Leone's unwavering support to the West African Examination Council (WAEC) as they confront long-standing challenges, including rampant examination malpractices across the region. Addressing the 72nd Annual Council meeting held in Freetown, Vice President Jallo's commitment signals a significant turning point in the battle against academic fraud. SLBC's reporter Joseph Toure was at the event and brings us exclusive coverage and insights to the Vice President's promises and future of education in West Africa.
The 72nd Council meeting of WAEC brought educators from the 5 Anglophone countries in West Africa under one roof. It was a platform to flag pertinent issues on the successes and challenges of the Council. It was disclosed that there was about 3.46% increase in the number of candidates who wrote West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examination in 2022. Amid the several gains WAEC has made over the decades to boost education in the sub-region, it still grapples with many challenges not limited to delay in paying contribution by member governments.
The big issue we have as a council is examination malpractice. And it's a credibility issue. And I think this should be important. All stakeholders, that is why I mentioned parents, teachers, and government.
Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education described exam malpractice as a disease which has the tendencies to undo the good works of WAEC. He used the platform to note government's response to the issue.
My minister would not hesitate to severely punish any teacher involved in this unsavory practice. We cannot sit back and allow a handful of people to impinge the credibility of our examination.
He called on the Conference of Principals and other players to work in solidarity in addressing exams malpractice. Vice President Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo saw the gathering as another milestone in a shared journey to develop education in the sub-region. He used the gathering to flag government's commitment in ensuring significant enrollment over the past 5 years and to pay 100% examination fees for all candidates, including female students who offer science courses. He called on WAEC to rely on government for continuous support.
We want to assure as a government, WAEC, that our government, they can count on us as a government to support them to navigate through these very difficult challenges I have already highlighted. In conclusion, I must say that the West African Examination Council is a product of cooperation and shared narrative, which is represented by a shared and trusted institution. Through the West African Examination Council, we work together to address regional and national education needs at the same time and provide win-win national and global public goods.
Following the end of the conference and seminars, Sierra Leone will now steer the mantle of leadership of WAEC for the next couple of years. The West Africa Examination Council, since its foundation in 1952, has contributed to knowledge development and shaped the future of young people by serving as a bridge to usher them into various universities. SLBC, Joseph Toure reporting.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Henry Parker, has launched the mechanical cultivation season 2024 in Bonth and Moyamba districts. The move signified the first of plowing and implementing partners to boost the feed salon agenda in the country. Soriba Samra filed in this report from Bo.
Dr. Henrik Packer, after the symbolic launch at the Makita project site of the Regional Rice Value Chain project, toured the plowed portion of land to have a feel of what is going on the ground.
We're out here in Tomabom. On this stretch of land is 51,000 hectares contiguous bolly land. If you can see around, there's a lot that we can do here. We're here today because we're starting the planting season for 2024 for rice, the main planting season. This is an amazing time for us in the Feed Salon program because it's the first full year that we've got. So we came here to make sure we're planting on time, doing it right. We've assembled private sector, all of the partners that we're working with here, and they've started plowing. And as you can see, plowing is well on the way and we're very excited. We know if we continue like this, we will succeed in this very first day of Feed Salon.
The minister, during the launch of the mechanical cultivation season 2024 at Senehun town in Kamajai Chiefdom, Moyamba district, acknowledged the role of private sector operatives while visiting the farm of Sierra Greenfields Limited, supported by the Food Systems Resilience or FSR project.
Private sector is very key for private sector actors. Government can do little, but it's the real private sector that we want. People that can invest resources, people that can organize farmers, people that can work with farmers at scale.
The project managers of the Sierra Leone RRVC and SL Reich projects, Abdullah Bunwai and John Paul Madasina, all assured the Minister of Agriculture of how much both projects will contribute towards Feed Salon in a couple of years ahead. The effects of climate change on farming in Sierra Leone, according to the chairman for the Presidential Initiative on Energy and Climate Change and Food Security, Dr. Kandeyum Keller, cannot be overstated, as the weather, he says, seems unpredictable like never before. He called on community people to therefore embrace agriculture and to monitor the work of the implementing partners contracted by the Ministry of Agriculture. PC Mara Kaipumu of Boom Chiefdom and PC Fire Sondifu of Kamajay Chiefdom both called on their people to support the Feed Salon agenda of government.
The Ministry of Planning and Economic Development has suspended 25 non-governmental organizations, NGOs, from operating in the country for allegedly failing to meet the set standards to operate as NGOs. Concerns from development partners and local councils on the misconduct of the affected NGOs led to suspension. Director of NGO Affairs, Eric Masali, spoke to journalists on the issue.
We want an organization that is well established, that meets the standards that have been set in the NGO policy regulations. So, having gone through all those requirements, these organizations, 25 in number, are the ones who found wanting. That in most cases they don't have an office space. You have some that don't have staff. You only have one individual that runs that particular organization. You have instances where they don't have the signpost erected, they don't have assets, and a lot of things. We call them to a meeting after the exercise and we told them this is what we've as part of our findings, this is what we found out, and we want them to work on them. For some organizations, they actually did the needful, and for the others, ones that are being listed are the ones that in actual fact does not represent the NGO family and are not qualified or worthy of operating as an NGO. And that's why the press release is out listing all the 25 organizations that are being suspended, and they should stop operation with immediate effect. This press release will be sent to all local councils and to government enforcement agencies, so they get to know that these organizations should not be in existence, should not operate as NGOs in Sierra Leone. So that is why we will send the list to the law enforcement agencies, because the enforcement is very, very key. We'll send to ACC, we'll send to the police, we'll send to ONS, so we'll send to local councils. So if for any reason the organization that is being suspended is operating, say in the district, the local councils should inform MOPED of those organizations, and of course the law will take its course. We have organizations that have operated for over 5, 6, 7 years. We have Action for Integrated Development. It's a key organization. We have Center for Gender Governance and Development. We have Consortium for the Advancement of Rights of the Key Affected Population. We have Diamond Child School of Arts and Culture, Essentials for the Needy, Food, Health Care, Sierra Leone. And the interesting thing is that most of these organizations are nationals. It's appalling because we say now we are promoting the principle of law.
That was the Director of NGO Affairs on the suspension of 25 NGOs. Now, the Vice Chairperson, People's Alliance for Reproductive Health Advocacy, PARHA, Madame Teresa Ojong, has said that Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Health Care Bill 2024, when enacted, would recognize and protect sexual and reproductive health rights of women as in line with the Maputo Protocol. Efforts to get the bill passed in Parliament are yet to see the light of day due to opposition by religious and moral beliefs in the country. Mohamed Toure has the details.
The press conference was to revive the campaign on the enactment of a reproductive health law in the country to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 3 on good health, SDG 4 on quality education, and SDG 6 on gender equality. Many citizens, based on religious moral values, have in the past pushed against the passage of the bill. Vice Chairperson, People's Alliance for Reproductive Health Advocacy, said when enacted will address issues around the offenses against persons, drug and pharmacy laws that appears to be hindrance to the passage of the bill under the review.
We need Cabinet to approve the enactment of the Safe Motherhood Bill and Reproductive Health Care Bill 2024 and mandates the Minister of Health to request the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice to prepare the relevant legislative instruments for Parliament's consideration.
Tracing the journey of the bill, Head of Programs Jeremy Simbo told journalists they have engaged Interreligious Council on that community engagements where burning issues were brought out and recommendations proffered on the way forward. The legislation will provide space for the implementation of international laws and giving rights to medical self-termination of pharmacy in certain circumstances, among others. SLBC News, Mohamed Toure reporting.
Regulators from across West Africa are in Freetown for a game-changing capacity-building session on big data analytics and the impact of artificial intelligence. The West African Telecommunications Regulators Assembly and the Global System for Mobile Communications Association organized the meeting, which aims to draft policies to protect citizens and drive economic growth. Ibrahim Samora reports.
Big data and artificial intelligence are very important technological advancement and transformative force that has huge impact on societal fabric. The concept is a new technology which advanced countries are now grappling with. It was against this backdrop that regulators in the telecommunications industry from the West African sub-region were gathered in Freetown to share ideas and develop regulatory framework that will lead to the drafting of regulations and policies that protect citizens and the industry. Executive Secretary, West Africa Telecommunications Regulators Assembly, Aliyu Yusuf Abo, said the gathering demonstrated the Assembly commitment to improve on data analytics.
Regulators will go back enlightened on the possibilities, the opportunities and the challenges and ways in which they could apply AI to their various sectors of the economy, how it would impact their policy making, their legal and regulatory frameworks. So we expect very enlightened members going back with that feeling that they do understand and they know what direction to take.
Amara Brewer is the Director General of the National Telecommunications Authority. He said artificial intelligence was an emerging technology making a huge impact in everyday life in society and underscored the importance of bringing together regulators in the sub-region to discuss big data analytics and artificial intelligence impacts.
We're here to get an idea, because even some of us who are here are not too familiar with what AI does and what big data does. Is an introduction to the concept because even when it comes to regulations, for example, most of us do not have anything in our regulations to kind of point at AI, which is, as you all know, is a big deal at this point.
Course tutor and technical director GSMA Gilbert Duanes described the workshop as a big opportunity in promoting safe mobile usage and data. SLBC Ibrahim Samura reporting.
The Consumer Consortium Unit, CCU, has organized a symposium to commemorate Consumers' Rights Day. The theme of the symposium is Educating the Educators. The event is aimed to sensitize and educate consumers about their social responsibilities and address the challenges faced in protecting the interest of consumers. Stella Bangora has more.
In an interactive and educative session, the Consumer Consortium Unit, CCU, organized a symposium to celebrate the importance of consumers addressing the role they play in promoting economic development in the country. As a result, representatives from Universal Access Development Fund, UDAF, Staco Insurance Company Sierra Leone, and AfriCell were present to educate the consumers on the challenges, roles, importance, and responsibilities of their institutions in ensuring quality customer service to their clientele. President Consumer Consortium Unit Ibrahim Kabir emphasized the need to sensitize and educate consumers about the Consumer Commission in ensuring that consumer rights are protected.
The interesting thing there is that we are working a bigger plan with the Commission so that we will educate, sensitize, and conscientize the public so that they will know that now there is a Consumer Commission, that in fact there is a reporting mechanism there, and there is a complaint desk. You go there with your complaint, you will be here too, so that at the end of the day, the consumers will not suffer loss.
Head of Human Resource and Administration, UADF, Brahma Sano, told the program that the organization has opened computer labs and constructed 5 mobile towers in areas such as Benducha, Dodokotuma, Foingamandu, Yoima, and Yegele that had no access to internet services to ensure consumer satisfaction.
This is a learning process for the consumers because there are certain things they don't know about, but because of what has happened today, they have now know the roles of different organizations, especially UDF that I'm representing. We will have to tell people that now indeed there is an organization which is responsible for the provision of service in area that is hard to go, where the mobile companies will not go.
Deputy Executive Director, Consumer Consortium Unit, Susan Williams, expressed gratitude for the symposium and stressed the need for consumers to be aware of their rights and importance towards economic growth in the country. For SLBC News, Stella Bangura reporting.
Let's now join Marie Esther Samora for some sports updates.
It's a warm welcome to Sports Updates. In this edition of the Sport News, Sierra Leone's Georgiana Sisse has qualified to the finals of the 400-meter women's race in the ongoing All-African Games in Accra, Ghana. This is the first time for a very long time since Sierra Leone progressed to that level. Here is the report. Georgiana Cissé progressed to the finals of the All-African Games on Tuesday in Accra after she came second in the women's 400-meter semi-finals. She produced an outstanding performance to book a space in the finals with a time of 52.62 seconds. Cissé, who was crying profusely for breaking a record of booking a space in the finals, said her qualification was a huge feat for her and Sierra Leone.
I really feel happy because nobody expects that. Nobody expects outside kind people they are there. Some of them don't compete in many competitions where me not ever participate.
I am very happy for such a milestone in my life. I was never expecting it, especially competing with top-notch athletes from across Africa. Many of them were training in better facilities. This is my first time participating in the All-African Games. I am proud of myself and I am now very determined to compete in the finals. I have also broken all the records that have been set by Sierra Leone women in the 400-meter race.
It means I don't want all the records the way Sierra Leone female athletes for 400 beyond set. I don't want them.
She noted that it was now time to dream big and bring a medal home. Also, indeed a huge feat for Sierra Leone and Georgiana as an individual. Still in the news, Star Sport Academy will commence their local dictate tournament for under 15 and 18 boys in Freetown today at the SLFA Academy. The competition or the trials is a way of identifying young talent for two lined up international friendlies in Turkey and Sweden. Here is the report. The Sports Academy will hold their dictate tournament to select the deserving players from the clubs that will be participating in the dictate trials tournament. The talent selection process will be based on performance as the competition stands as the world's largest and most renowned youth football tournament. This talent dictation tournament will present an exceptional opportunity to showcase the potential of players and earn them a space in the Star Sports Academy. Well, that's it for Sports Updates on News. I have been a presenter, Esther Marisa Masin. Goodbye. Keep watching DSLBC.
Many thanks to Esther Marisa Mora for the sports updates and congratulations to the winner. Now to end the news, the main points again. The rise of Kush, a potent drug, is tearing apart the lives of countless young individuals, leaving them on the streets without direction. The Sierra Leone police has labeled Waterloo a hotspot for drug abuse and illicit activities. A civil society organization named Alliance for Reproductive Health Advocacy has intensified campaign on the passage of the Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Health Care Bill 2024 as in line with the Maputo Protocol. Efforts to get the bill passed in Parliament in the past have been hindered by religious and moral groups. And to create the enabling learning environment for students of tourism and other hospitality courses, the Ministry of Tourism and its partners has handed over a 24-bedroom hotel with 6 classrooms and other facilities to the Milton Magai Technical University. Over 500 students would utilize the facility. Well, that's the end of the news here from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I have been Maria Tudufre. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.